God's chosen ones, this is your divine awakening. It's time to remember who you truly are. My beloved friends, a storm never apologizes for the destruction it leaves behind. It was never meant to be gentle, and neither were you. They thought they could break you. They tried to silence you, bury you, and strip you of your power. But they never realized you are not of this world. You are something far greater, something they could never understand. They weren't fighting you, they were fighting the universe itself. And now, the universe is fighting back. They called you crazy, made you doubt yourself, and convinced you that your light was nothing but a flicker in the dark. But tell me, if you were so powerless, why did they fear you so much? Why did they try so hard to dim something they claimed wasn't shining? You've always known you were different, haven't you? That pull, that restlessness, that constant search for something more. It was never a coincidence, it was a calling. The universe has been preparing you, shaping you, forcing you through the fire so that you would emerge untouchable. The pain, the isolation, the betrayals, none of it was punishment. It was training. They laughed when you struggled and mocked you when you fell. But what they didn't realize was that every scar became a symbol, every wound a weapon. They weren't breaking you, they were forging you. And now they are terrified. The power of being chosen is something that haunts your enemies. It lingers in their minds and keeps them awake at night because they know they tried everything to stop you, and yet you're still here. They see the shift happening. They feel the tides turning, and deep down, they understand their time is running out. The world is shifting. The structures that held you back are collapsing. The energy that once suffocated you is being ripped away, and in its place you rise, no longer surviving, no longer questioning, but claiming what was always meant to be yours. Before we go deeper, I want to take a moment to thank you for your incredible support. If you've donated through Super Thanks, I want you to know how deeply grateful I am. Your generosity helps spread this message even further, allowing us to continue this powerful movement. And even if you haven't donated, your presence here, your engagement, your energy, these are more than enough. I am truly thankful for each and every one of you for being here and for embracing your divine purpose. The universe has always been on your side. It was never a question of if you would rise, it was only a matter of when. And now, the answer is clear. The moment is now. The time for doubt is over. You don't need to seek permission. You don't need validation. You are chosen, and nothing can stop what's coming. So, are you truly ready to step into what's already written for you? The universe doesn't waste time on the unchosen. It only calls those who were meant to rise. If you feel this message in your soul, drop the number 777 in the comments, a signal that you are ready to leave behind the old and claim your place in the new. This is not just another message. This is a call to the first to be crowned. Before we go further, hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. When you do, you send a signal to the system that this message must reach more chosen ones. Together, we rise. Now let's dive in step by step. If you are a true chosen one, you will feel the pull to stay until the very end. Let's begin. God's chosen ones. It's time to leave. You're among the first crowned in the new earth. First, the house of lies is burning, and they can't save themselves. They thought they ruled, but now the walls are crumbling. The illusion they built around themselves is falling apart. For so long they lived in a castle of deception, thinking they were in control, believing they had you trapped within their carefully designed system. They believed their lies could hold you down, but you, the chosen ones, are a force that cannot be contained. The walls they built to trap you, to limit you, to break your spirit, are now crumbling to dust. They thought they had you in check, but the game they played was rigged from the start. What they didn't account for, though, was that you were never meant to follow their rules. Matthew 7:24-25 tells us, "Everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on the rock. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against that house. Yet it did not fall because it had its foundation on the rock. Their house of lies may have seemed strong for a while, but you, the chosen, are built on a foundation that will never falter." So why did they try so hard to keep you down? Why fight so fiercely against your rise if they didn't know you were destined for something greater? They spent years crafting these lies, weaving systems of control to confine you. But every time they tried to break you, they unknowingly made you stronger. Psalm 37:23-24 reminds us, "The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and he delights in his way. Though he fall, he shall not be utterly cast down, for the Lord upholdeth him with his hand." Every attempt to destroy you, every pain they inflicted, only served to sharpen your spirit, strengthen your resolve, and build your character. Do you truly believe that everything you've been through was just a coincidence? No. The universe had a purpose for you, one greater than you could have imagined. And now, as the house of lies burns, as the systems they built begin to collapse, you stand strong, unwavering. The very foundation they believed would hold them up is now giving way, revealing their true nature. They thought they were playing you, but they were actually playing against forces beyond their comprehension. Think of someone like Martin Luther King Jr., who faced unimaginable adversity yet, through it all, became a symbol of strength and resistance. His vision of equality was not constrained by the systems of oppression that sought to keep him down. He didn't play by their rules, he shattered them. The universe does not abandon its chosen. Isaiah 4:1-10 offers us comfort, "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." You have been chosen to rise, to claim what is rightfully yours, and nothing, not their lies, not their illusions, can stop you now. Some of you may still hesitate, questioning whether you are truly worthy of stepping into your full power. But how could you doubt your worth after all you've survived? Romans 8:31 tells us, "If God is for us, who can be against us?" You were chosen for a reason. Not just to survive, but to thrive, to lead, and to break free from the chains that never truly existed. Why do you still hesitate, knowing all you've overcome? Why wait for permission when everything you need to rise is already within you? Now is the time to step forward and claim your crown. You were never meant to follow, you were always meant to lead, and the first to be crowned are not those who waited, but those who took what was already theirs. Second, the fire that can't be contained, and the world feels it. Your authenticity is like a wildfire. It doesn't ask for permission to burn, it simply consumes everything in its path. And that fire, the one that lives within you, has been blazing from the moment you realized who you truly are. The path they tried to force you to walk, the one of obedience and compliance, was never yours to tread. You were never meant to be another cog in their machine. Your spirit was too wild, too free for that. Do you ever wonder why they fought so hard to suppress you? Why did they go to such lengths to keep you from your truth? Just like Nelson Mandela, who spent decades imprisoned for his beliefs yet emerged as a global symbol of freedom and resistance, your authenticity was never meant to be confined. His fight for equality wasn't a plea for permission. It was an unstoppable force, much like the fire within you. Jeremiah 2:9-11 tells us, "But if I say, I will not mention his word or speak any more in his name, his word is in my heart like a fire shut up in my bones. I am weary of holding it in, indeed I cannot." You are the fire they never expected, and just like Jeremiah, your truth is burning within you. breaking down all the walls they built to suppress it. Why did they resist you so fiercely if they didn't know the power within you? What were they truly afraid of? Your authenticity is not just a personal truth, it is a cosmic force. It disrupts, it dismantles, it exposes. Luke 12:49 says, "I have come to bring fire on the earth, and how I wish it were already kindled." You are the fire that can't be contained, and the world is starting to feel it. When you walk into a room, when you speak your truth, the very air shifts. Those who once doubted you, mocked you, or tried to control you, they feel the change. You are no longer a whisper. You are a force that commands attention, and they can no longer deny what's happening. What happens when they can no longer ignore the power within you? What will they do when they realize you cannot be silenced? You are the storm that was never meant to come, but now that it has, it cannot be stopped. Eleanor Roosevelt faced immense challenges as a public figure, and yet she became an enduring symbol of courage and strength. She never conformed to the systems that sought to control her. She led unapologetically, and in doing so, she inspired countless others to do the same. Do you think the universe would waste its energy on someone who wasn't meant for greatness? Philippians 1:6 assures us, being confident of this, that he who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus. You were chosen for a reason, and now that you have awakened, there is no going back. The old systems are crumbling, the illusions they built are burning away, and at the center of it all stands you, the chosen one who will lead the way. Your authenticity is the fire that can't be contained, and the world feels it. It's time to step into your power completely, unapologetically, and lead with unwavering confidence. The universe has already set things in motion, and no one, not even the systems they built, can stop what has already begun. Why wait to step into your destiny? The time is now. Third, the walls are cracking, and they can't stop it. When truth walks into the room, lies scatter like insects exposed to the light. And that's why they fear you. That's why they resist you. You, the chosen, are the light they can no longer run from. Even if they try to ignore it, even if they refuse to acknowledge it, they feel it with every breath. They know something is shifting, something unstoppable, and you, the chosen ones, are at the center of it all. Why do they resist you so fiercely? Why are they so terrified of your light? The old world, the world they built, was constructed on deception. It was designed to keep people blind, obedient, and fearful. They created a system where silence was rewarded, where questioning was punished, and where stepping outside the boundaries meant exile. They needed you to doubt yourself, to second-guess your worth, to feel small, because the moment you stopped doubting, you became a threat. And now, as you stand in your power, you expose everything they tried to hide. You are the living contradiction to the lies they built. You are the proof that their system was always a lie. You, the chosen, are walking in that freedom. With every step, you shatter their illusions, and that, more than anything, terrifies them. So ask yourself, how much longer can they hold on to their lies? How long can they keep up the facade when the truth is standing right before them? That's why they fight so hard against you. That's why the resistance is so fierce. Because your presence alone forces them to confront what they have tried to deny for so long. You are the crack in the dam, the shift they never expected. The flood of truth is inevitable, and they know it's coming. Think about someone like Mahatma Gandhi, who faced unimaginable opposition. The British Empire tried to silence him, to break him, but the truth of his cause was unstoppable. No matter how many obstacles they placed in his way, he remained steadfast. The truth cannot be contained, it cannot be suppressed. But here's the truth they don't want to admit. Resisting you is futile. They can try to silence you, ridicule you, push you aside, They can throw obstacles in your way, manipulate the system, and lie to themselves. But the truth, the shift, is already in motion. Psalm 18:2 says, "The Lord is my rock, my fortress, and my deliverer. My God is my rock, in whom I take refuge, my shield and the horn of my salvation, my stronghold. You have been chosen, and nothing can stop the power that's been set into motion." Are you still waiting for their approval, or are you ready to embrace the truth of who you are, regardless of what they think? This isn't just about you. This isn't just about them. This is bigger than all of us. The universe itself has spoken, and no lie, no illusion, no force can stand against it. You are walking in the truth, and that is your power. Matthew 5:14-16 tells us, "You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." You were never meant to hide your light. You were meant to shine, even in the darkest places. The same people who once mocked you, who laughed at you, who doubted your path, they're watching you now. They may not admit it, but their energy is drawn to you. They may not fully understand it, but deep down, they know they are following your lead. Whether they realize it or not, they are still resisting, still clinging to what's crumbling around them. But even they can feel the shift. Do you think they can continue to ignore the change? How long before they too must admit that they are following the one who leads? The ones who once ridiculed you, who tried to belittle your vision, one day they will repeat your words as if they were their own. But don't forget this, you didn't come here to seek validation from those who rejected you. You don't need their approval. You never did. Galatians 1:10 reminds us, am I now trying to win the approval of human beings? Or of God? Or am I trying to please people? If I was still trying to please people, I would not be a servant of Christ. You are not waiting for them to wake up. You are not slowing down to make them comfortable. You are moving forward, with or without them. The time of illusions is over. This is the era of truth, and you, the chosen, are its brightest flame. And fire does not ask for permission to burn. Think about Harriet Tubman, who risked her life to lead others to freedom on the Underground Railroad. She didn't ask for permission, nor did she seek validation. She followed her truth, and in doing so, she became a beacon of freedom, a force of nature that could not be contained. They cannot contain you now. They cannot control what has already been set into motion. They can resist, they can fight, but they cannot win, because this is bigger than them. This is bigger than you. This is the universe realigning itself, and the only ones who will survive this shift are the ones who choose to embrace it. Revelation 21:5 reminds us, "He who was seated on the throne said, I am making everything new." Then he said, "Write this down, for these words are trustworthy and true. The old is passing away, the new is coming, and you are at the forefront of this change. The house is already on fire. The only choice left is to burn with it or step into something new. And you already know where you stand. You are not afraid. You've known all along that this was your purpose, to dismantle the false and build the real. So, what are you waiting for? You are already walking the path they fear to tread, and in the end they will follow, even if they don't realize it yet. Fourth, they tried to bury you, now they run from your light. They tried to bury you, to erase your existence from their world, to make you disappear. They mocked you, called you foolish, and tried to diminish your worth. But now, they find themselves compelled to study your every move, to whisper your name in hushed tones. The very same ones who never wanted you to rise are now scrambling to keep up with you. They are watching from the shadows, silently acknowledging that they can no longer control you. Every system they created to keep you small, every rule they designed to confine you, it all failed the moment you realized your true power. Why did they fear you so much? What was it about your power that made them so desperate to keep you down? They tried to make you doubt yourself, to make you question your strength, your worth. But in doing so, all they did was push you deeper into your awakening. They never understood that their attempts to break you only fueled the fire within you. Every door slammed in your face, every rejection, every challenge only made you stronger. It sharpened your resolve and led you to build your own kingdom. And now, they stand in the shadow of your growing influence, watching silently, unable to match your steps. They thought they could break you, keep you from realizing your full potential, but they were wrong. Psalm 18:29 tells us, "For by you I can run against a troop, and by my God I can leap over a wall." The walls they built to confine you have now become the very stepping stones for your rise. They thought you would be crushed beneath their weight, but instead, you used that weight to propel you forward. You were never meant to follow their path. You were meant to create your own. And now that you have stepped into your power fully and unapologetically, they can't keep up. What do you think is stopping them from admitting they were wrong? Why can't they simply let go of the system they thought would hold you back? You're not waiting for them. You're not pausing for them to catch up. You're not holding back so they can feel comfortable in their complacency. You are moving forward relentlessly. They thought they could control you, that they could dictate your worth. But you don't need their permission. Romans 8:37 reminds us, "No, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him who loved us." You are already victorious, and nothing can stop you now. They thought you needed their approval, their validation. But that was their mistake. You don't need permission for what is already yours. You were born to lead, not to follow. You were chosen for this moment, for this purpose. Every hardship, every battle you faced, was simply preparation for this time. The time when the walls they built around you crumble, and you step into the reality that was always meant for you. John 12:24 says, "Very truly I tell you, unless a kernel of wheat falls to the ground and dies, it remains only a single seed. But if it dies, it produces many seeds." They thought they could bury you, but you were always meant to rise. The seed they tried to bury has now sprouted, growing beyond their limitations. You are unstoppable. You have stepped into your power fully and unapologetically. The walls they built, the games they played, can no longer contain you. The very systems they created to keep you in check are now crumbling under the weight of your truth. Let them watch. Let them whisper. Let them pretend they don't see the shift happening before their eyes. But deep down, they feel it. They feel the weight of your presence. They feel the reality of their fading influence. They feel the walls closing in on the system they swore would never fall. What will they do when they realize they can no longer hold you back? Will they ever truly accept that they were wrong about you? Fifth, they cast the first stone. Now they tremble at your presence. The ones who once laughed at your suffering, who took pleasure in your pain, now tremble in the face of your strength. They cast stones in your direction, hoping to break you, but now they find themselves choking on their own regret. The same ones who cast you aside, who tried to erase you from their lives, are now whispering your name in quiet shame. They wounded you and thought they would never face the consequences of their actions, but the universe never forgets. Galatians 6:7 teaches us, "Do not be deceived, God cannot be mocked. A man reaps what he sows." The seeds they planted in their attempts to harm you, seeds of hatred, rejection, and manipulation, are now coming back to them. They are facing the consequences of their choices, and it terrifies them. The power they thought they had over you is now gone. Why do you think they can't escape their own regret? What makes them tremble when they see your strength? They mocked you when you were down. They thought their words had weight, that their power over you was absolute. They laughed at your pain, assuming it would be your undoing. But now, they see what they could never unsee. They see the strength you've gained. They see you standing tall in your truth, and it terrifies them. The old ways of manipulation, the tactics they used to control and break you, have all crumbled at your feet. 2 Thessalonians 1:6 reminds us, God is just. He will pay back trouble to those who trouble you. The lies they told, the illusions they upheld have all been exposed. They can no longer hide the truth of their actions, and now they must face it. They now stand before you, humbled, uncertain, trying to rewrite the past they thought would never catch up to them. They called you crazy, dismissed you as irrelevant, and now they seek your wisdom. They laughed at your pain, and now they drown in their own. The very doors they slammed in your face are now open to them, and they stand before them, knocking, hoping for a chance to be heard. But you don't need to remind them of their failures. Your existence speaks louder than any words could. Do they really believe their apologies can undo the damage they've caused? Can they ever truly make up for the harm they inflicted on you? 1 Peter 2:6 tells us, for in Scripture it says, See, I lay a stone in Zion, a chosen and precious cornerstone, and the one who trusts in him will never be put to shame. You are that cornerstone. The foundation they tried to build their lies upon has been shaken to the ground, and you stand unshaken, unyielding, and resolute in your truth. They tried to silence you, to bury your truth, to break your spirit, but now they must face the consequences of their actions. They see you, and in seeing you, they are forced to see themselves. The weight of their choices is now theirs to carry, not yours. And deep down, they know the truth. They knew exactly what they were doing when they tried to destroy you. They saw your light, and instead of protecting it, they tried to snuff it out. Isaiah 59:19 says, From the west, people will fear the name of the Lord, and from the rising of the sun, they will revere his glory. Justice has already been served. The reckoning is here. The universe has already dealt with them. And the fact that you are still here, that you have survived, proves that they can never undo the wrongs they've committed. The past cannot be rewritten, and the only thing their regret proves is that they saw the light in you all along. Now they must sit in the ruin they created, face the silence they once forced upon you. Justice has been done, and you are the living proof of that. How long before they realize the only thing they can do is face the consequences of their actions? What will they do when they realize they can no longer hide from the truth they tried to bury? Sixth, you were the storm all along, and now they can't escape it. They feared your rise because they knew it would expose their weaknesses. They built walls, set traps, and spun illusions, thinking they could keep you in check, but none of it was enough. You were never meant to be caged. You were the storm they couldn't stop, the force they underestimated. And now, they have no choice but to face the overwhelming power of your truth. Why did they fear you so much? Was it because they knew, deep down, that your rise would reveal the cracks in their carefully constructed world? Was it the power of your truth that they were really afraid of? They thought they had you figured out. They thought they broke you. Every obstacle they placed before you, every manipulation they used, every illusion they crafted, it was all designed to keep you small, to make you doubt yourself, to stop you from realizing just how powerful you truly are. But here's the thing about illusions. They only work when you don't see through them. And you shattered them all. 2 Corinthians 4:4 reminds us, the God of this age has blinded the minds of unbelievers so that they cannot see the light of the gospel that displays the glory of Christ. But you, the chosen, saw through the illusion. You saw the truth, and in doing so, you awakened a power they could never control. You were never weak. You were never lost. You were only waking up. And now there is no force, not their rules, not their control, not their fear, that can keep you from rising. The walls they built were never strong enough to contain your strength. The chains they forged were never tight enough to bind your spirit. And the moment you decided to rise, their power was gone. Think about someone like Serena Williams, who faced countless challenges early in her career. She was told she wasn't good enough because of her background, her appearance, and the barriers placed before her. But she didn't let those obstacles define her. Instead, she shattered every illusion, every expectation, and became one of the greatest athletes in history. Serena's rise wasn't just about winning titles. It was about defying the system that sought to limit her potential. Her power was never meant to be contained, just like yours. Now, as you walk forward, unshaken, unstoppable, they are the ones left behind, scrambling, desperate, forced to confront their own shadows. The same ones who mocked you, who tried to break you, now look up at you and see someone they can never touch. But you don't look back. There is nothing left for you in the ruins of their control. Nothing left in the old systems, the old lies, the old cycles. You have outgrown them all. Jeremiah 2:9-11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope." Your future is already set in motion, and it belongs to you. The horizon before you is limitless, waiting for you to claim it. Do you feel it? The shift in the air, the weight of what's coming. You've outgrown the past, and now you're stepping into the future that is already yours. You were never a prisoner. You were simply waiting to remember who you are. And now that you have, there is no stopping you. They know it now. They feel it. The fear in their silence, the hesitation in their movements, the weight of the truth pressing down on them. You have become what they could never contain, and there is nothing they can do about it. Seventh, the light they tried to bury now blinds them. They tried to bury you, to silence you, to make you disappear. They thought they could dim your light, but all they did was make it shine brighter. They tried to erase you from their world, thinking they could contain you. But they forgot one thing: you were a seed meant to grow, meant to rise. They never understood that no matter how deep they tried to bury you, you would always find a way to break through. Why did they fear your light so much? Was it because they knew deep down that once you found your power, nothing could stop you? They thought they could silence you, control you, keep you in the shadows. But they failed. Every lie they spun, every tactic they used, every wall they built was all meant to hold you back, to make you doubt your own worth, to make you feel like you didn't belong. But you were never meant to stay hidden. The moment they tried to suppress you, they sealed their own fate. Every attempt to dim your light only fueled the fire within you. Every betrayal, every attack, every roadblock, it all became fuel for your rise. Instead of breaking you, it refined you. Instead of weakening you, it made you unstoppable. Matthew 5:16 says, "Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." Your light was always meant to shine, even when they tried to dim it. Now that light is blinding them. They never realized that they were only feeding the fire that was destined to burn brighter than they could ever imagine. Think of someone like Rosa Parks, who stood firm in the face of injustice. When she refused to give up her seat on a bus, she was not just resisting a segregated system, she was igniting a movement. Her refusal to stay silent, her unwavering stand for what was right, it lit a spark that could not be extinguished. No matter how much they tried to suppress her voice, it only amplified, spreading far beyond what they ever anticipated. They thought darkness could consume you, but instead, your light devoured the night. Now, they have no choice but to witness what they can never contain. You stand fully in your power, unshaken, unafraid. The same ones who once mocked you now lower their eyes in your presence. The same ones who tried to silence you now hear your voice everywhere. You are no longer playing small. You are no longer asking for space, you are taking it. You are no longer bending to make others comfortable. You are no longer waiting for permission. You are here, fully, boldly, unapologetically, and they can do nothing about it. Philippians 4:13 reminds us, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. You have the strength to rise and claim what is rightfully yours. They tried to suppress you, but now you are standing tall in the very power they feared. Now the world sees you. Your voice echoes, your presence demands attention, and no matter how hard they try, no matter how much they resist, the light they feared has risen, and now it cannot be stopped. Your time is now. John 1:5 reminds us, the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. You are that light, unstoppable, undeniable, and radiant beyond measure. They cannot stop you. You are here to lead, to shine, to rise, and now the world will finally see what they tried to suppress for so long. Eighth, their betrayal was the fire, and you became the flame. They tried to break you because they could never match you. They turned against you because they feared what you would become. But their betrayal did not destroy you, it only refined you. You have felt the knife in your back, haven't you? The sting of betrayal from those you once trusted, the ones who were supposed to stand beside you, family, friends, lovers. They were given a choice to rise with you or to reject you. And time after time, they chose the latter. They didn't just walk away, they tried to destroy you. Why did they do it? Was it because they saw something in you that they couldn't handle? Something they could never find within themselves? They mocked your purpose, not because it wasn't real, but because they feared it was. The moment you began to rise, they became your greatest opposition. Not strangers, not enemies from the outside, but the ones closest to you. Because nothing threatens weak souls more than the presence of someone stepping into their true power. So, they lashed out. They minimized your pain, dismissed your growth, and tried to convince you that you were the problem. They wanted you to second-guess yourself, to hesitate, to dim your light just enough to make them feel comfortable. Matthew 5:44 teaches us, but I tell you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. This is the call to rise above the betrayal, to rise above the rejection, and to continue walking in your purpose. You were never meant to blend in with the ordinary. They tried to break you because they could never be you. Every betrayal, every scar, every moment of rejection, it was all part of the process. You weren't being punished, you were being refined. You were being stripped of the illusions, forced to see the truth of who you are and who was never meant to walk beside you. Think of J.K. Rowling, who faced rejection after rejection before Harry Potter was published. Many publishers told her no, believing her work would fail, but instead of being broken by their rejection, she used it as fuel for her rise. She embraced her purpose, and the world saw the power of her light. She was never meant to be contained by the limits they placed on her. The truth is, not everyone is meant to go where you are going. Not everyone is built for the heights you are destined to reach. And those who chose to betray you, that was their choice. The price they will pay is having to watch you rise, knowing they no longer have a place beside you. And now, they sit in the silence of their own making, watching, wishing. But never again will they have access to you. Proverbs 16:9 says, "In their hearts humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps." You were never meant to stay in their small world. You were always destined to rise above it. You were not broken, you were reborn. And now, they can only watch as you become everything they swore you'd never be. Ninth, they fed the fire, and now you burn brighter than ever. They thought they were breaking you, but all they did was sharpen you. They thought their betrayal would stop you, but it only cleared your path. Every wound they inflicted became the fuel that set you free. They played their games, didn't they? They toyed with your heart, twisted your trust, acted as if your presence in their lives was something to be discarded. They betrayed you, rejected you, tried to convince you that you were the problem. But they were wrong. Why did they think they could control you? Why did they believe their manipulation would keep you small? Every time they underestimated you, every time they chose deception over loyalty, they sealed their own fate. Because instead of breaking you, they only fueled the fire. Every betrayal became a lesson. Every rejection became redirection. Every time they tried to push you down, you rose even higher. Romans 8:28 assures us, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. Every trial, every wound, every rejection was used by the universe to propel you forward. They thought they could contain you. They thought their words, their actions, their manipulation would be enough to keep you small. But they didn't understand who they were dealing with. You were never meant to be controlled. You were never meant to stay small. You were never meant to be anything less than unstoppable. Think of Oprah Winfrey, who faced rejection after rejection, being told she wasn't fit for television. But instead of being broken by those words, she took them as fuel to build an empire, proving her worth not just to those who rejected her, but to the world. Oprah's rise wasn't about their acceptance, it was about her refusal to be contained. For too long you carried the weight of their rejection. You carried the pain of being misunderstood, of being cast aside, of being seen as too much for them to handle. But what they failed to realize was that their rejection was never your burden to bear. It was their weakness, their fear, their inability to stand beside someone who refuses to be caged. 1 Peter 5:10 says, "And the God of all grace, who called you to His eternal glory in Christ, after you have suffered a little while, will Himself restore you and make you strong, firm, and steadfast." What they failed to see was that their rejection only made you stronger, more resilient, more determined. And now, you release it all. You let it fall away like dead leaves in the wind, because you are done carrying the weight of people who were never strong enough to walk beside you. Their absence is not your loss, it is your liberation. You are stepping forward fully, without hesitation, without apology, and there is nothing they can do to stop you. The past no longer defines you. The pain no longer controls you. You are free. You are rising, and they can only watch. Isaiah 40:31 says, "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint." Your time has come. You are no longer looking back. You are soaring higher than they could ever imagine, and they can only watch as you rise into your destiny. 10th, you were never meant to play their game, and now their world is crumbling. They wrote the rules, thinking they could keep you bound by them. They built the system, believing you'd never question it. But they never accounted for one thing you were never meant to follow. For so long, they dictated what was possible. They told you who to be, how to think, where to stand. They divided people into boxes, labeled them, and trapped them inside invisible cages. They thought their illusions were strong enough to shape reality itself. But now, it's all collapsing, not by force, not by rebellion, but by something far greater, the power of your energy. Why did they believe their rules could contain you? Why did they think their walls could hold someone as powerful as you? They never saw it coming. They never imagined that one person, simply by existing in their truth, could unravel an entire system. But that's exactly what's happening. The labels they clung to, meaningless. The divisions they enforced, powerless. The walls they built, already turning to dust. They thought they had created something unbreakable, but you were never part of their world. You were always beyond it. Think of Malala Yousafzai, who faced the oppressive force of a regime that sought to silence her voice. Malala didn't play by their rules. They tried to keep her silent, tried to control her, tried to suppress the power of her truth. But instead of breaking her, their actions only amplified her voice. And now she's known globally for her unwavering stance on girls' education. She didn't fight their system by rebellion. She simply transcended it with the power of her truth and purpose. You rise not by their metrics, not by their approval, not by their design. You rise because your energy transcends everything they built. You move forward without needing their validation. You are not bound by their rules, because their rules were never real to begin with. They try to hold on. They try to reinforce the barriers, to cling to the old ways, to convince themselves that this shift isn't happening. Matthew 7:24-25 tells us, "Therefore everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on the rock. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against that house, yet it did not fall, because it had its foundation on the rock." You are that house, built on the rock. Your truth is your foundation, and it will not crumble under the pressure of their illusions. But they feel it. They feel the ground shifting beneath them, the walls cracking, the illusions unraveling. And the more they resist, the faster it all falls apart. You don't break the system by fighting it, you break it by making it irrelevant. And that's exactly what you've done. While they scramble to uphold a dying world, you move beyond it. You are no longer confined by the past, no longer shackled by their outdated beliefs. You exist in a reality they can't even comprehend, and that is why they fear you. Because you are proof that they never had control to begin with. You rise not through war, not through struggle, but through the simple, unstoppable truth. You were never meant to be contained. And now they can do nothing but watch. Isaiah 43:18-19 reminds us, "Forget the former things, do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? The past no longer defines you, and you are already stepping into a new era, one that they cannot follow, no matter how hard they try." 11th, you were never meant to save them, only to rise. A lighthouse does not beg ships to come to shore. It simply shines, and those who are ready will find their way. Your presence is disruptive, not because you force it to be, but because it has no choice but to be. When you walk into a space, the energy shifts, not because you speak the loudest, not because you demand attention, but because your very existence forces the truth to surface. Why does your mere presence create such a stir? What is it about your truth that unsettles them so deeply? They feel it, the weight of their illusions, the lies they've built their lives upon, the shadows they've buried deep within themselves, hoping never to confront them. And when they see you, standing in your truth, unshaken, unstoppable, it terrifies them. Because you are proof that the game was never real, that the system was never unbreakable, that everything they believed in was nothing more than a carefully crafted illusion. John 8:32 says, "Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free." Your truth is now setting you free, and the illusion they built is falling apart because it can no longer withstand your light. They spent their whole lives building a cage, only to see you walk free. But hear this now, you're not here to save them. Your rise is not an invitation. Your path is not theirs to walk. This journey is their own, and they must choose it for themselves. You are not their savior. You never were. For too long you carried the weight of others. You tried to bring them with you, tried to make them see what you saw, tried to wake them up when they weren't ready. But now, you are free of that burden, because you have realized something powerful. You are no longer bound by their choices. Their limitations do not define you. Their fears do not hold you back. Their unwillingness to grow is no longer your problem. Oprah Winfrey is a powerful example of someone who, despite facing tremendous obstacles, was never meant to be contained by the limits placed on her. She didn't come into the world to save everyone, but her rise from humble beginnings to becoming a global icon has changed lives and inspired millions. Oprah's presence and ability to walk in her truth disrupted the media industry. She didn't try to convince everyone to follow her path. She simply shone, and those who were ready found their way. Some will awaken, some will not, but neither will stop you from stepping into your power. You've entered a new realm, a space where truth and energy are the only currency, where deception has no place, where the masks fall away, the illusions dissolve, and only those who are truly ready can walk beside you. And the rest, they will be left behind. Not because you wish them harm, not because you hate them, but because they chose their world, and you chose yours. This is not cruelty, this is not arrogance, this is the way of things. Matthew 10:14 says, "If anyone will not welcome you or listen to your words, leave that home or town and shake the dust off your feet." You have walked the path of truth, and not everyone is ready to walk with you. You are moving forward without hesitation, without apology, and without waiting for anyone to catch up. You were not sent here to pull others from the fire. You were sent to walk through it and emerge untouched. And now you rise, unshackled, unstoppable, unbound by the weight of those who were never meant to walk beside you. This is your destiny, and you are finally embracing it. 12th, the power of your divine purpose. Unshaken, unstoppable, unmatched. When the universe calls, it does not whisper, it roars. And those who are ready will hear it in their souls. How many times have you doubted yourself? How many times have you looked in the mirror and asked, am I really meant for something greater? Or am I just another face in the crowd, lost in the noise? Let me tell you something. Stop doubting your power. It's time to stop questioning your worth, your abilities, your potential. Romans 8:30 reminds us, and those he predestined, he also called. Those he called, he also justified. Those he justified, he also glorified. You were called by the universe, chosen for a reason, and now is the time to step into your destiny. It's time to stop questioning the greatness within you. For far too long, you have allowed doubts to creep in, clouding your vision, holding you back from stepping into the full force of your destiny. You've let the world dictate who you should be, telling you to follow the rules, stay in line, shrink yourself to fit into the small spaces they made for you. But that's not you. You were never meant to blend in. You were never meant to hide your brilliance in the shadows. Think of Steve Jobs, who is often criticized for his unconventional thinking. The world tried to impose limits on him, but he refused to blend in. Jobs didn't just accept the world as it was, he changed it. He didn't ask for permission to innovate, he created the future he saw. And now, we live in the world he envisioned. He wasn't afraid to embrace his divine purpose, no matter how difficult or unconventional the journey was. You too were born to stand out, to rise higher than the limitations they've imposed on you, to walk in your divine purpose like the unstoppable force you were always meant to be. It's time to wake up and realize you were born for greatness. And when the universe called you, it didn't ask if you were ready. It didn't wait for you to get comfortable. It didn't care about your doubts. The universe called, and you answered. But now, You need to believe it, own it, and step into it with unshakable confidence. Stop apologizing for your brilliance. Stop hiding in the corner, waiting for permission to take your place. You are not here to play small. You are here to create, to lead, to influence in ways others can't even begin to imagine. Isaiah 61 says, "Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you." Your light has come, and now it's time to let it shine fully, unapologetically. But the first step is accepting your divine purpose. Enough of the excuses. Every time you question whether you deserve this, every time you doubt your power, you are disrespecting the universe's plan for you. You are telling the very force that created you, that shaped you, that has been guiding you every step of the way, that you aren't worthy. Stop wasting your time in self-pity. Stop wasting your energy in self-doubt. It's time to own your divine purpose, to recognize the truth of who you are and what you're capable of. The universe doesn't make mistakes. You were designed for something massive. Every experience, every challenge, every heartache, every victory, it was all part of your preparation for this moment. Philippians 4:13 reminds us, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." Your strength is already within you, and you are equipped to rise to the greatness you were always meant for. You are not insignificant. You are a force to be reckoned with. You are here to do things that others are too scared to even dream of. And yet, here you are, questioning your every move, wondering if you are really cut out for this. Why are you holding yourself back? Why are you playing small when the world is waiting for you to step into your power? Why are you waiting for someone else to give you the green light to start living the life you've always dreamed of? Ephesians 3:20 tells us, "Now to him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, according to his power that is at work within us." The power within you is limitless. The moment you stop holding back and fully embrace your divine purpose, you will unlock possibilities beyond what you've ever imagined. Now is the time. It's time to step into the purpose the universe has set for you. You were born for this. Beloved chosen one, the time is now. You are ready. You've always been ready. But the only thing standing in your way is your own mind, your own fear, your own refusal to fully accept that you are meant for more. This message has been a reminder that you are destined for greatness. The power, the purpose, and the potential have always been within you. All it takes is for you to recognize it, embrace it, and allow it to guide you into the extraordinary life that awaits you. As we reflect on everything we've discussed, I want you to understand one fundamental truth. You are not here by accident. Every challenge you faced, every moment of doubt, every setback, it has all been part of the plan that was designed for you. You've walked through the fire, and instead of being consumed, you've been purified, strengthened, and refined for this moment. Your divine purpose has always been there, quietly waiting for you to realize it. The time to step into it is now. How many times have you questioned your worth? How many times have you looked in the mirror and asked yourself if you were truly meant for something greater? Let me tell you something. Those doubts were never meant to define you. They were the whispers of fear, trying to keep you from embracing your full potential. Now is the time to silence that fear, to stop questioning your power and your divine purpose. The universe has already called you, and it did not ask if you were ready. It called you because you are ready. Your brilliance is not something to hide or apologize for. It's time to shine. You were never meant to play small. You were born to lead, to inspire, to create, and to make an impact in ways others can't even imagine. And now, you stand at the threshold of your destiny. Don't let fear hold you back anymore. Don't wait for someone else to give you permission to claim what is already yours. I want to take a moment to express my deepest gratitude to each and every one of you. Whether you have donated through super thanks or simply shown up to engage with this message, your presence here is truly appreciated. Your time, your energy, your willingness to hear these words, it means more than I can express. If this message has resonated with you and you feel moved to support the work that we are doing here, please consider donating through super thanks. I want to emphasize, whether or not you choose to donate, your support is invaluable. Your commitment to your growth and to this journey is the greatest gift. But more than that, I want to offer you a heartfelt prayer. I pray that the light of the universe continues to guide you, that every step you take brings you closer to the fulfillment of your divine purpose. May you rise above every obstacle with grace and strength. May you embrace your brilliance unapologetically, knowing that your power is your gift to the world. You are meant for more, and now it's time to claim that truth. Romans 8:31 says, "If God is for us, who can be against us?" This is a reminder that you are divinely protected, guided, and empowered. There is no force in this world that can stand against you when you align with your true purpose. You are unstoppable. No more doubt, no more hesitation. Your time is now. As you move forward, remember this. You are the light that the world has been waiting for. Step into it boldly. Walk forward with unshakable confidence, knowing that the universe has already paved the way for you. This journey is yours. It was always yours. Now it's time to rise, to lead, and to embrace the greatness that is your destiny. Amen. Thank you again for being here, for listening, for sharing this journey with me. I honor you for being ready to step into your truth, for having the courage to rise. I can't wait to see what you accomplish. Now, take the step. The world is waiting.